going on a little excursion. It's on the Fritz Adventure and it's going to definitely be on the Fritz. Okay, well, you've seen the footage, so here we are. Bloubergstrand.
8 years. 8 years since I last set foot on South African soil. And let me tell you, you don't realize how much you miss a place until you finally come back. First order of business, get myself to the ocean. It had been way too long. That first feeling of cold sand between my toes, the icy Benguela current washing over my feet, absolutely incredible. Cold, but oh, absolutely incredible. We were at Bloubergstrand, which in Afrikaans literally means Blue Mountain Beach, named after the way Table Mountain appears as a blue silhouette across Table Bay from the shoreline. It sits about 15 kilometers north of Cape Town's city center, right on the shore of Table Bay, and it's one of the world's top kitesurfing destinations. And the water? Yes.
That water is freaking cold!
Because of the Benguela current. The Benguela current is a cold ocean current that runs northward along the west coast of southern Africa. It's driven by deep and Arctic-influenced water rising up from the depths of the Atlantic, which is why this coastline stays dramatically cold even in the middle of the summer. But that does not stop the wildlife. Southern right whales, heaviside dolphins, and Cape fur seals, they all call these waters home. Robben Island sits just under 7 kilometers off the coast here, visible on a clear day as a sobering reminder of the country's complicated past. And speaking of history, in 1806, British forces defeated the Dutch at the famous Battle of Blouberg, right here, which gave Britain control of the entire Cape Colony. A turning point for all of southern Africa. Just up the coast sits the Koeberg nuclear power station, the only nuclear power plant on the entire continent of Africa. It opened in 1984, supplies most of the Western Cape with its electricity. We walked around for a few hours, grabbed some much needed coffee, and just soaked in those iconic views of Table Mountain. Even with the wind trying its absolute best to send us airborne, it was stunning.
I've been sitting here a minute or two, and I'm slowly starting to realize that I need to come back here more often. Maybe with a view like that, like, who can blame me?
Once we'd had our fill of that classic Cape Townian wind, we made a beeline for the mountain. Driving through Greenpoint and Kaapse Bay, where the 12 Apostles came into full view. The 12 Apostles are the dramatic row of buttresses that line the back face of Table Mountain, running along the Atlantic Seaboard above Kaapse Bay. Despite the name, there are actually more than 12 of them. The name was given by British Governor Sir Ruthven Duncan in 1820, simply because 12 Apostles had a much better ring to it than counting them all. These rocky giants are part of the Table Mountain National Park, rising steeply from the coastline, creating that unforgettable wall of mountain towering over Kaapse Bay Beach. On a windy day like ours, you can watch the clouds streaming off the peaks in real time. Mother Nature putting on a show, whether you ask for it or not. We continued on through Hout Bay, stopping yet for another coffee, before pushing towards Chapman's Peak. By the time we reached Chapman's Peak Drive lookout point, the wind was a full-on reminder of exactly why this place is called the Cape of Storms. The lookout point here gives you one of the most breathtaking views of the entire Cape Peninsula. The Atlantic stretched out in every direction, with Hout Bay curving below you and the mountain rising sharply above. On a wild, windy day, it's raw and dramatic in a way that's hard to put into words. Two endangered vegetation types, Peninsula sandstone fynbos and the Cape granite fynbos, grow alongside this route and exist literally nowhere else on the planet. Chapman's Peak, or Chappies as the locals call it, is one of the most dramatic and scenic drives on the planet. The 10-kilometer road connecting Hout Bay to Noordhoek was literally carved into near vertical cliff faces, winding through more than 80 bends, corners and curves.
Chauffeur.
Construction began in 1915 using convict labor, and the road was officially opened on the 6th of May 1922 at a cost of just £20,000. And the name, you ask? It's named after John Chapman, not a brave mountaineer or a governor, just a lowly captain's mate. In 1607, his ship was stranded with no wind in Hout Bay. Hard to believe on a day like today. And he was sent ashore to find provisions. The bay was later recorded as Chapman's Chance, and the name stuck. We had every intention of making it all the way to Cape Point, but a sick vehicle and tightening time constraints had other plans for us. We pulled the plug and headed back inland via Kaapse. And that's when the mountain did something that still gives me chills thinking about it. When we came out here this morning, the sky was completely clear with not a cloud in sight. And then, right before our eyes, Table Mountain decided to pull on its famous tablecloth. Clouds folding and rolling over the flat top of the mountain, spilling down the face like something out of a dream. There is nothing quite like watching that happen in real time. Living in southern Minnesota for the past 8 years, I've had a comfortable life. But driving here, watching those clouds pour over that mountain, I finally understood something that I hadn't been able to put into words. The thing that's been missing. The reason I've been feeling so empty lately. It's mountains. It's always been mountains. Okay, so we made it back from our little excursion, as you've seen all the footage so far. So Mom, thank you for not killing me and adding some more gray hairs with your driving. But yeah, so I think until next time, stay safe, pedal further, and then we'll bring you some more content as we go. So thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and then we will see you in the next one. See ya!